Welcome to God's Way, YTVY. I'm Adolphina Shephard. This is my co-host, Thomas Knights Templar.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show.
Well, we have some informative news and a great show for you as usual tonight. We're going to be talking about finding your bliss and taking the path less taken, and giving you some tips and practical and mystical and on how to make that happen for yourself. So let me start with this. In today's climate, it can be difficult to find bliss and joy. But, the first thing that I want to say is if it's not your mission to move forward with the political arena, the medical arena, the financial arena, then there's no reason to be focusing on it. And I'm going to tell you why. And the second thing is you must stop the negative thoughts and talk. Cut yourself short, because what happens is you contribute to the planetary brain, and that creates exactly what the atmosphere is today. You want to be solution-driven and find things that will uplift you instead. Now, one of the things, Tommy, I don't know if you ever knew this, but when I first got out of school, I worked at a mental health clinic for almost 5 years.
So that explains it. Okay.
I learned a lot, and that's one of the reasons I stayed there so long, because I've had lots of jobs over the years. But it was fascinating. But one of the things, I wound up doing Rorschach testing and things like that, but I wound up being a co-chair in group therapy. And one of the key things...
Did it work?
Yeah, it worked. One of the key things that I learned was that people who are depressed, they're depressed because they don't do anything they enjoy.
Not only that, right? They're depressed because they only see life one way, and they can't fathom seeing life with them in a better light, doing better things. So they stay in what they're comfortable with. These are people who constantly claim their ills.
Right.
Oh, I have no luck. I have this. I have that. I'm never going to do this. Well, if you're going to keep on saying it, what are you doing?
By their thoughts and their word, they're creating it.
What Sis was saying to you earlier when we just started the show about the bliss, creating your own bliss. If you're going to come out and you're going to get involved in all these different arenas right now that are just absolutely despicable, but if you get involved in that, you become part of it, so you enforce it. You're enforcing the mantra of negativity that they are.
Right.
And if you want proof of that, all you have to do is watch any local news channel, okay? And look at it from outside of the box, that none of this affects you. Listen to it. The entire newscast, except for the weather, is negative. Constant.
Right, it's negative. And constant. So, what you want to do is you got to cut that talk and those thoughts, because you ever hear that expression before, you got a devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other shoulder?
Oh, no, be good, Thomas. Don't listen to her, she's a sissy. No, Thomas, you must be nice and talk nice to people. No, screw her.
Exactly. Tommy, that was perfect.
He does it all the time.
Well, here's the thing. You see, when you expand that ocean, that drop of God light in you to larger, and you take on your own Christhood, and you recognize that you have the God within, it devours the little devil. So you don't get that anymore.
Everything that you do, okay, to help others, everything that you do to benefit others benefits you. Because whatever you do for others, God gives that to you. If you want to say, oh, I hope I win this lotto and get $100 million, wish that for everybody. Okay, because you're part of everybody. Whatever you give out, you get back. So why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you?
Well,
you gotta break that cycle of this feeling helpless, feeling this. Oh my God, did you see what the president said? Oh my God, did you see what this one did? Oh my God, did you see this new law? Oh my God, people get arrested around the same day. Oh my God, my God, my God. Guess what? That's exactly what they want. They want that reaction from you, so you enforce the negativity and become part of the problem instead of part of the solution.
Exactly. You're exactly right. This is exactly my point there, because they've got to realize they are contributing to the problem by doing this. And so let's do this. Let's call forth those who are part of the solution for these problems. I call you forth to step forward and go forward on your mission to create the new. But those who it is not your mission, because everybody has a specific part that they're to play, focus on your own mission. Just reinforcing the negativity is not your mission. That's contributing to the problem.
That's adding to the thing. I'm telling you, got these people, I know how many times you have somebody and you happen to have the misfortune of saying to somebody, hey, how you doing? Me, they're going to tell you, oh, I this, and I had this, and did you hear what he said, and blah, blah, blah. No, don't be a party to that. That stuff sticks to you like napalm. Get away from people like that. All right, get away from them, because it doesn't serve you. Like I said many, many times on the show, you're a child of God. All right? In the Bible, in the beginning of the Bible, it says, in the beginning, there was the Word. And then the Word became flesh. Okay? What do you think that means? You were the Word, which is the idea or the imagination. Okay? And then it became flesh and walked amongst us. All right? You're God. You have God within you. Each and every one of us is part of the most beautiful mosaic of God. Why would you want to be a missing link and follow these cretins?
Well,
Why would you want to?
Here's the problem. Because they don't,
They don't know.
You have to recognize.
Overly educated.
Yeah, they're using their mind
and
too
no
much.
common sense.
Yeah.
No common sense.
You as a co-creator, as part of the Godhood, what you do with this negativity is you are creating it by focusing on it. Mm-hmm. You should be focusing on the positive things in your life, your love, your family, your spouse, your children, you got a roof over your head. Do you have food on your table? You know what I mean? You have these things that are wonderful, right?
Yeah, I'm starving. Where's the food?
Tommy.
You said we had it on the table.
Well, you know what I mean. But I want to get back to what I was talking about before we got sidetracked. So in the co-therapy that I learned, that the psychologist, what he would do is he would give people homework assignments. Okay, you're lonely. Okay, every day you make sure you call somebody on the telephone, or go talk to a neighbor, or when you go to the store, you talk to the cashier, or whatever. And here's another thing. Let's say, what do you like? Okay, let's say you like horseback riding. Go horseback riding. You like the beach? Go to the beach. You like music? Play music. You like to dance? Dance. These are the things you should be focusing on. And the people whose job it is, whose mission it is to come forth, they are already on their way. I can tell you that. I know that.
Many of you will wake up. Many of you will start your path, what you're supposed to be doing. Okay? They have gotten to this society, not through you, but through your children. They have poisoned their minds in the educational world of intelligentsia. All right? But when they're teaching you things like this is right and this is acceptable, they're trying to do this under the coverage of tolerance. You want to know what this is? Subversion is what it is. Your rights say, you have a right to say what you want, act the way you want, so long as you don't break any laws. Okay? Now they're telling you, you can't say anything because you'll offend this one, you'll offend that one. We've become a PC society driven down your throats by a rogue media, okay? By rogue media. Look at your commercials today. Look what is being shown. It's not for you, it's for your children to think that everything they see on that TV is normal. The average 12-year-old has seen something like 79 or 86,000 murders since he's 12. That's being shoved down your throat. These video games, they all have to do with shooting and killing.
Right.
They're desensitizing the children to mass death. Why do you think these things happen? These Columbine type things. Okay, why do you think that happens? These kids are indoctrinated. They're Manchurian candidates waiting to explode onto the scene. You better wake up and not let your children be poisoned by this or by these evil things put in these video games to desensitize your children. You are the parent. You better step up to the plate or you're going to lose them. You better step up to the plate. Because when they start getting their answers from the kids on the street, done deal. It's over. It's over. Yes.
Now, I have another suggestion too, aside from what I was talking about before. You can, first of all, I have some of this in my book, YTVY, the manual, How to Perform Miraculous Healings, which you can still get on Amazon. But the most famous
Cheap
book...
plug.
Well, no, it's just that why should I promote somebody else when, you know what I mean, instead of my own stuff, when we know YTVY is the purest thing going, right?
Yeah.
YTVY is the purest energy medicine and God light there is.
Well, that's what the YTVY stands for, YTVY.
Right.
In case none of you
And it
knew
means healing, a healing of the world, okay? All right, now let me get back to what I was saying. Okay, here's a great thing that you can do. Anybody who has health issues, what you can do is you can get either my book or Louise Hay's book, Heal Your Life. And in the back, she has an index, just as I do, but her affirmations are fabulous. And like, let's say you have a heart problem. You look up the heart. She tells you the spiritual cause and then gives you the affirmation. And I've done this myself, and it works. And everything that's wrong, you create the affirmation that's said, and you say it every day. And guess what? The health challenges go away. Okay, like for instance, cholesterol is clogging the channels of joy. Thyroid problems are usually a result of fluoride and chlorine in our water, of course, but also what are you not saying? Or what are you saying too much of in your manner of speech with the word?
By your word you create.
Yeah. So these things, just as an example, okay, and your physical challenges can be resolved, but they have to be resolved on a spiritual basis as well as a physical basis. That's why they come back, because it's not resolved.
Because you keep on enforcing the negative thought. Sickness and disease is the negative thought.
Mm-hmm.
When you have fear or hatred or jealousy or envy, these are all part of fear. And fear is inverted faith. That's faith upside down. Why be a part of that? Why be a part of that? And why claim the worst things in your life? All right? You get a diagnosis or whatever, okay? Oh, my this or my that. Or I am so nauseous, or I am so... Because you're going to be that. Because your body, your mind is your conscious mind, your superconscious mind, and your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is a power pack. Will grant you whatever it is. It doesn't know negativity, so it doesn't know right from wrong. Okay? It produces what you say. Okay? Your superconscious mind, that's your God mind. And your conscious mind is this 3D world matrix that you live in. Okay? So if you say these things, or if you claim these things, your subconscious mind hears, I want this, give it to me. And they give it to you more. And you keep on doing it. And you keep on doing it. And you keep on doing it. There are so many people there that they wear illnesses and they wear these things as a badge of honor. I've been to the doctor 47 times this week. I would have been there 48, but he said I was looking a little better. I mean, are you out of your mind? Don't claim that stuff. All right? You think cholesterol clogs your mind and your body and your heart, your lungs and everything? That does. You're filling yourself up with BS. All right? Know who you are. You are a son and a daughter of Christ. Learn it, know it, believe it. That's the first step to you opening the door to who you are supposed to be. Or you can linger in this world of craziness right now. Craziness. You can linger in that. You depend on which team you want to join. All right? It's your choice. God gave you free will. Be careful. Be careful what you choose.
You know, one of the things a lot of people have an empty life, and they search for things, filling it up with other things. You know, like entertainment or business or material things, because they have not connected with the God within. And
They'll never receive that spiritual sustenance that they really need.
right, because
Okay? Material things are just that, material things. And the more money you have, the richer you are in this life, doesn't matter. You're no different than the guy who's sleeping on the subway tracks. Okay? You're no different than him. It's just the arrangement of the way you think and the way you do things with your mind. Okay?
well,
The
they
rich
can't take the
man-
money with them.
Neville God had said, the rich man, the poor man, the beggar man, the thief, they're all of the same mind, just different arrangements of the mind.
Well, here it actually says in the Bible, I think it goes something like this. A rich man has a better chance. No, wait a minute. A camel has a better chance getting through the needle.
Yeah, the needle of the eye.
Of the eye of God than a rich man.
Well,
You
now
see-
I'll give you the translation of that. It would be easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than it would be for a rich man to go to God.
Yeah, because of the fact that they're focused on the materialistic, and that's why they feel so empty that they got to keep that it's a sickness because they have to keep filling themselves.
Do you remember
up
in the
with this
Bible when
stuff.
Jesus said to this rich man came to him and said to him, he goes, he wants to join his group. So he says, okay, give away everything you own to everybody, all right, and come join us. Well, he didn't want to be poor. So he reneged on that and he stepped away, all right? Jesus convicted him of his lack of, you know what I mean, of, spiritual fortitude to step forward, step out in faith. You need to step out in faith, people. I'm telling you now, more than ever. You know, more than ever, you need to step out in faith. You need to take a chance and listen to what we're telling you and start your own search. People are doing yoga now more than ever did before. They're starting a little step at a time to go forward because you learn meditation and yoga. Take a meditation course. It'll start to open you up to more than what you think you are. All right? Because right now, all you're doing, sitting there in front of that TV, doing this, eating bonbons, okay, you know what that's doing for you? Nothing. It's deteriorating your mind faster than the sugar would deteriorate your teeth. Better wake up before it's too late. Sis told you in the last shows to repent. To repent. Tell God you want to be a different person. You want to be the person you were meant to be. Step out in faith. Take that chance.
Well, see, the thing is one of the reasons why people do not find contentment is because they're looking in the wrong place. Your contentment comes from your connection to God, and that's when you start to find your bliss. Now, here's the difference. Okay, religion is made by man. Okay, being spiritual is actually a one-on-one relationship with God. Now, you'll never hear that in a church, okay?
Never hear that. No, why?
Yeah.
That cuts off the gravy train.
Yeah, it cuts off the gravy train.
And that goes in the other religions too.
So that's the reason that we're on earth, which is really a school, and why we have the veil, is so that we can evolve and work our way back to God and know that that's our path. Now, I mean, I was not always like this. I'm a completely different person than I was when I was younger. And it's called spiritual maturity. As you grow and you learn these things, we're kind of giving you shortcuts, which has taken us many decades to learn.
Listen, if the young people would start this now, there's no telling how great this country could be, this world could be, if you start this now. All right? From the time that you were old enough to go to attend school, what did they do with you? Immediately into religious instructions. Why? It's a form of control. It's a form of control. That's what it is. It's about money. It's about control. It's about power.
for the one percenters, okay?
That's who. But that's the ones that pulling the strings behind the scenes.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing that I want you to think about. Here's a key. How are you using your co-creative abilities? What are you manifesting? You know, this is what you got to ask yourself. Look at the look in the mirror. You know, look in the mirror. How are you using it? You know, because the truth of the matter is that we are rising into higher vibrations, and the veil is being removed. And so, you know, we are becoming new creatures. And eventually, those who do not become new creatures, everybody's going to splinter off to the place that they're designed for. Eventually, I'm sure it's God's hope that everyone will reach a plateau where we can live in peace and harmony and love and joy. You know, and so, you know, but that's one of the things you got to ask yourself. What am I co-creating? Because people walk around like automatons, you know.
Automatons.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, and everywhere you look, everybody's on their phone. I'm telling you, there's something in there that is like robotic that grabs you.
You think, sis?
Yeah. Oh, I know.
You think so?
I know. You too. I mean, I have to force myself to put the TV.
Business.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. And being on the computer, same thing. I mean, we got to live our lives and fill it with things that make us happy and do what we're supposed to do. Now, I know part of my mission is to teach you these things that I've learned. And I've been taught by the Godhead for the most part. So that
the true mission is to address the problem with this bombardment of negativity, and everything is the way you see it on TV, and that's normal. That is not normal, okay? And they're shoving it down your children's throats. You see these kids out in the street protesting and doing all this stuff and burning things? They don't even know their own history, and yet they're out there protesting. Somebody from 400 or 500 years ago discovered something. Oh, he had people who he would beat, or they died on his boat. And all of a sudden, got to pull everything down. You know what? You're not in charge of that. All right? Grow a thicker skin. That happened a long time ago, before you had any ancestors here.
You know
right?
what?
Really?
Every race has been enslaved at one time or another. Why is it just focused on one race who've then been beaten down?
Because this is what they're pushing.
Irish, the Italian, everybody.
They're trying to do the separation of the races.
I
Let me
know.
tell you something. All right? They allow BLM to do all this stuff, okay? And yet they go crazy if the Ku Klux Klan comes out.
Right.
Okay? Really?
Not that I approve
Really?
of that either.
I don't approve of them, and I certainly don't approve of them, because that's a neo-Nazi Marxist group. Okay?
And so is the Black Lives Matter.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying
They are run by the rich white billionaires. You know the girls that are part of that thing? There's a list of all these companies that contributed to them, millions. Okay? Each one of them people are millionaires. All right? The three women. Okay? They're millionaires. And they're over there, right? They funnel the money to a corporation that's a nonprofit in California, and then they kick back 71% of that money. I was on Bill O'Reilly the other night. Okay? 71% of the money goes to them, and they can put anybody on as a crony and pay them millions. This is okay. This is okay. You get somebody from the other side of the aisle that did 1/10 of that, he'd be in Alcatraz. They'd open it up just for him.
Oh, yeah, that's
Please.
true.
The hypocrisy is abounding.
Yes. Yes.
It's unbelievable, the hypocrisy.
I know this.
And the media doesn't cover it.
Yeah. It's
Because it would expose them all, the cockroaches that they are.
And, you know, here's the sad part. They, too, are part of God.
They're all part of God. Everything is God.
I know. That's why we, as the majority, have got to step up, get rid of the negativity in our thought processes, and focus on the good in our lives and be good to other people, you know, and get rid of that, because we don't want to continue to give them power. Okay? No power to the bad guys. That's what they're trying to do. They want all the power. They want to disrupt the people. We need to come together as a people, honey. Okay? That's what we need to do. Because it doesn't matter. You know, I posted something on Facebook the other day. It had a bunch of skeletons. And it said, black, white, gay,
They're
yellow.
all the same.
They're all the same, right?
Okay.
They're all the
They're
same.
all the same. They're all the same. If there was, you can actually, if you go back on your family tree, and you keep on going back and back and back, everyone on this earth is interrelated. Everyone.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're black or white or Chinese or whatever. Doesn't matter. You're all interrelated.
I think it was, what was it, Genghis Khan produced 60% of the people in the world, his lineage. Can you believe that?
Because if you didn't sleep with him, he'd kill you.
Oh, my God, Tommy, but you're probably right.
I know I'm right. That was the case.
Oh, my God. Well, he must have been a terrible man. Maybe that's why it says in the Bible, 666 is the number of the beast, and the beast is man. I tell you, when I read that, I couldn't believe
the negativity in mankind.
Yeah, it is.
And you're seeing the beast rear its horrible head. Okay? You see it rear its horrible head. All right? And that horrible head is aimed at you. You know what they're doing? They're making a society of people that are dependent on the government. Okay? That's what they're doing. They're making a society that's dependent on the government. Oh, if Dr. Fauci says it must be true. How could he possibly know 3 years before the end of the presidency that during the course of the guy's presidency there's going to be a pandemic? How could he possibly know? Did he know the 2022 models of Fords or Teslas that are coming out? Did he know that too?
No, well, they're
What's with this guy?
They're
and now he comes out and
bioweapons.
says, "Oh, there's a deviant that's coming out of the virus. It'll be out in September." You have to question yourself. How does he know that?
Because they're planning it.
They already
it's
have
obvious.
it planned. They're already releasing it. And you guys follow this up. Oh, no, I have to go get the shot. Don't get the shot. Don't work. Look at the Yankees. The whole damn team came down with COVID. And they had the shots.
And they had to. I mean, I know it doesn't prevent. It doesn't prevent.
It doesn't prevent nothing. It doesn't
So-
prevent a damn thing. The only thing it might do is corrupt some stuff in your body. You better wake up. You better wake up. Don't take that pox is what it is. It's a pox. All right? They want you to take it so you become part of them. Oh, I see these people put on Facebook. I got my shot. Good for you. Now screw off. All right? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You follow that TV. Why do you think they have Hollywood harping on this thing? Why do you think they have these commercials happening? Oh, it is safe. It is not safe because when people get sick from it or die from it, even if it's remote, it is not safe. It's like those commercials you see for this drug. Or don't take it if you're allergic to it. How the hell do you know you're allergic to it? Unless you take it. All right? And it could kill you. It says it right on the thing. What do you think is going to happen here? Anything that you have to sign a release that you can't sue them, that should be the red flag. These corporations downtown, Wall Street, this, that, the other, that are trying to require vaccinations for their people, shame on you. Shame on you. Because you're stepping on their civil rights. They don't have to do any of that. They don't have to have their children vaccinated, and they don't have to be vaccinated. It is their choice, their free will, and you're trying to step on it by using employment as the dangling carrot.
That's wrong.
That is wrong on so many levels. Okay, that is wrong. And those of you that follow suit, like going in line, like going to the slaughter.
Right. Oh, God.
If you follow that and you go for that vaccine, you take that, okay, without researching it, all right? I like when they put down independent fact checkers said that this is misinformation. No, it's not. Because those independent fact checkers work for them.
Right. That's
Work
true.
for them,
Yeah.
okay? Science has been wrong many times, okay? Many times. So you're taking this science that's guaranteed this is good.
You know, I saw something somewhere on social media where thousands and thousands of people were protesting in Athens against lockdowns, against the injections and all this stuff. You know, what it is as your vibration rises and you become lighter in spirit, you start to see truth. And this is part of the problem because a lot of people are mirrored in negativity, which is what we're attempting to get you to get out of, so you can contribute goodwill and love and joy and happiness and hope and bliss into the collective instead of adding to the 1%ers who are trying to pretty much destroy mankind. So because of population control, all you need to do is Google the Georgia Guidestones. It says it right there. The first line says what? 500,000? No, 5 million. 5 million people.
That's all they want.
That's all they want.
Worldwide.
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 Okay?
Now, the latest thing that I was hearing, I saw something, I was reading it, saying that the president is asking the UN to put troops here. Why? When we have our own troops.
Right.
All right? Why would we need them here? Oh, because of the racial tensions? No, that was created by you.
Right.
Okay? That's there for our takeover.
Yes.
That's a takeover. Wake up.
We do not allow that. We speak that out of existence. That is ridiculous because these people that they're talking about have no loyalty to America.
Nope.
Okay, no loyalty.
No
We're
loyalty.
our own
They have
troops.
sold us out to the Chinese. And if you think they haven't, boy, do I got a bridge to sell you.
Well, you know what? See, that's part of it. They bought up a lot of land here, a lot of corporations, and yeah, I mean, if you don't want communists, listen, in China they shoot people and kill them who voice their opinion
That's right.
and truth.
One of
Do you
these
want
people,
that here?
one of these people here that think that America is so bad, go there. We'll even go and take a collection for you. All right, go there. Open your mouth over there, big mouth. Go over there. Go ahead. Go over there. Go to Russia and try to do that. They'll never find you. You'll be in some gulag in Siberia. Okay? Go ahead. Go to these other countries. Why don't you go to Venezuela? Why don't you go to Cuba and see what's going on? And see what real communist looks like, because that's coming to a theater near you if you keep on being like this.
Led by the nose.
That's
is,
right.
Is the right word.
That's right. Stop being taken in by these charlatans in government.
They're Satanists,
Okay.
Don't you get it?
Not only are they Satanists, but you know what? You look at your judicial system. It's a disgrace. Okay? Especially here in New York. A disgrace. People could kill somebody, be out the same day, and go do it again. Okay? Why would you allow that? People are child molesters, pedophiles, and everything else like that. They have a field day. Crime is through the roof. Okay? Even those loyal to that party, okay, are starting to get tired of this because they have children. Wake up. You've been duped. You've been duped.
That's true, and and to tell you the truth, our show has been preempted a couple of times out of our normal slot, and it makes me wonder if it's because we're telling you the truth, and maybe the powers that be don't want you to know these things. So perhaps you better really pay attention here. To what we're telling you. But, our goal is ultimately to inform you of truth and to bring you out of the depths of despair and negativity and fear and give you tips to move you forward, because it won't be long before the vibration raises so high that maybe your body can't take it.
It's already happening.
Yeah, it's already happening.
A lot of so many people are dying.
Yeah, they're crossing over.
And they're dying not because they have a disease or something like that. They're dying because their body cannot withstand the intense energy that's coming. It's a spiritual energy. Mm-hmm. Okay? That's the God energy. All right? Your spirit body can withstand it, but your physical body cannot. All right? You're on a journey, a path to find God. And that God lives right here. Right here. And me, and you, and her, and the guy in the booth there. Hi, Brian. Okay? All right? It's within all of us.
So use it in the right way, because if you're using
Don't let them take it away from you.
Yeah, if you're using it incorrectly, you're using the devil on the other shoulder. You understand? If you're using it correctly, you're using the angel on the other shoulder, and the Christ consciousness and the Christ will devour the devil. This is what you got to realize. Okay, these are spiritual truths that I've never heard some of the things that we talk about here been mentioned by anyone else, and we're speaking it to you in a language you can understand and Christians speak. And so we hope that we're getting through to you with this, because this is truth, okay? And I have to tell you, I actually had my first awakening experience. It's hard to believe, but I was 18 months old, because I had something in my eye. My father was drilling something, and a piece of steel went in my eye, and I was rushed to the hospital, and all the doctors were over me. I could remember going, crying like a baby, kicking.
Well,
and
you were
all
a baby.
The doctors, I was a baby.
Okay.
And suddenly, with the lights in my eyes, the fear, all of a sudden I was up in the corner. And I have the consciousness of an adult, and I'm thinking to myself, who's that baby? Oh, that's me. Oh my God. And
Because you've been around the block a few times.
So, that was my first awakening experience. Now, many people have had experiences like this, but they brush it off or something, But I remember it like it was yesterday. That's how real it was. And it's funny, because I was about 18. I was telling my mother this whole thing, and she said, "You can't remember that. You were only 18 months old." That's how I know how old I was, but I remember it like it was yesterday.
When I was a kid in my old house where I grew up, I used to, and I was afraid in my bedroom, because the staircase from downstairs came right up and opened up into my room. There was no door there. It just made the turn, you're in my room. My brother slept here, and I slept here. And I always felt a little better when he was home, because I know they get him first before they get me.
His bed was closer.
But I would see things, shadow people, things like,
Yeah.
and it was scared the hell out of me. I was a little kid.
Right.
And these things, continued later on. And then once I've taken that step forward and become very spiritual and going forward and grown spiritually, okay, and clairvoyantly, all right, now I know what it was and, what it is. But back then, you have a lot of children that are growing up now, and they have their star children. They're very powerful. And that's why these entities, these people behind the scenes want to corrupt them, because they want to steal their God energy.
Maybe even their souls.
And well, definitely they want to steal their souls, because they want to try to create it. Not only that, these people are downright, they're pedophiles. They're all that Jeffrey Epstein stuff and went on that island, things like that. That's just the tip of the iceberg. All right? That's just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, he hung himself. Okay.
Yeah, he was going to reveal information.
He was going to open up the doors, and a certain person was going to be swinging for it.
Yeah, so they suicided him off, right? That's the word to use, yeah.
That's what they did.
Well, that's the thing. This is why it's also very important that you ask God to put up your 12th dimensional shield every day for the next 10 days, and why you want to say, we do not consent to any harm in any level, in all time and space, because believe it or not, I don't remember where I found out about it, but it was a child who came through a channel who was very gifted and said, don't they know that at night while you sleep that a craft goes over you, and the people with the brightest light, they target you with the satellites to give you a bad day or to give you a nightmare or something like this. So you see, and because of these spirits that Tommy was talking that he saw and so forth, this is why you want to always have your shield up, and why you want to see, because if you don't say we do not consent,
you conform.
It's free will. They figure you're saying, it's all right.
Listen, for each one of you to start a path to higher knowledge, and I don't mean education, okay, subversion and indoctrination. I mean higher knowledge, God knowledge. Okay, for those of you who start that path, you eliminate so many of them, and they hate you for it. And they will throw people in your path, don't listen to this, and don't do this, and don't do that, all right? And will always try to bring you down. You know why? When they try to explain who you are or what they think you're trying to become, they negate you. Don't let them do that.
Yeah, that's when the
Don't let them do that.
obstacles start
Get
because
new
they
friends.
know you're waking up.
Get new friends.
Right.
Because they are nothing but a pox on your body and on your mind and on your soul. Okay? They are a pox. Forgive them. See them in front of you. See a magic set of scissors, big scissors. Cut the cords to your friendship with them. You can still talk to them, but they'll never have a hold on you. They'll never have a hold to your heart. Okay? They'll never have a piece of you again. Somebody starts giving you all their problems, get away from them. Get away from them, because you'll make those problems your own, and it will affect you, and it will affect your health. Get away from them. Just say, trash, delete, disempower those thoughts. They don't belong to me, they belong to her, or they belong to him. They are not mine. Your mind has a capability of doing anywhere from 69,000 to 150 thoughts a day, and not all of them are good.
You have to
Okay.
negate them.
You have to not empower them. Remember, by your words you create. And if you don't think that that is a fact, you better believe it. By your words you create a worse problem. It just keeps on compounding. When you go to bed at night, that last 5 minutes when you're falling asleep, when you're getting groggy, that's when you pray. Because better that your subconscious mind empowers your prayer than it empowers, he didn't let me play with him, or I couldn't go to the ball game because of that. Don't empower that, because tomorrow it's going to be the same thing, only thing on steroids. Why would you do it? Wake up. Start to see the common sense in what it is we are telling you.
See, here's the thing. You have to be conscious. You have to be consciously aware of what you're thinking and what you're doing. And it's a conscious choice to live in joy. It's a constant choice to live in love and happiness and perfect health. Now, it doesn't mean that you don't have to take care of yourself on a physical basis, but it means that you have to control your emotional, mental body and your spiritual body. And so this is solution driven, you see. And so when you get out of this negativity, I mean, I want you to promise that you're just going to drop every negative thought that comes to your brain. You just let it go. Trash, off, delete, and let it go.
Disempower is the most important word. Disempower. So that does not go off into the universe to manifest.
We want to create a beautiful new world, and we are the majority, and we must be positive and happy and joyful and move forward and stop focusing on the negative. Most of it's baloney, okay?
Stop letting them try to divide us.
Yeah.
When you allow them to divide us, then you are complicit. Do not let them divide you. Okay? Do not let them hate a group or have that group hate you. Do not let them do that. Okay? Because then they play into the hands of the negativity of a certain 1% group that controls this entire world. If you think that thing in office right now knows what he's doing, he doesn't. He's being told what to say. All right? Told what to say. He doesn't know what's going on around him. And yet, oh yeah, he had the biggest vote thing of all time. Yeah, okay. And all those dead people that voted him, congratulations.
Yeah. It's a joke, really. Well, now listen, there's another thing that is very helpful. A gratitude list. You know, when you get up, I have noticed a response when I thank God for doing things for me, or, you know, for everything that I am and everything that I have. It's God appreciates that, you know, and it will make your life better. If you just, even before you go to bed or when you get up, write down 3 things you're thankful for, and, you know, thank God for that, because the gratitude will really help you. You know,
the first thing you should thank him for is when you wake up in the morning, that you woke up in the morning.
True.
Okay, that's the first thing you thank him for. Okay? The second thing you thank him for is for your family, your friends, everything, and all the things that have been given to you by God. Okay? And the third thing, you thank him for letting you be a part of him and him a part of you. All right? It's not God and you. 2 are one. God lives in you. Each and every one of you. You better know that. You better start to come to grips with that you are a child of God. And if you do not claim your God's sovereignty and the end comes, and I don't mean your physical passing, I mean the end of everything. And there's an accounting of it. I don't know you. That's what you're going to hear. I have never known you.
That's key to say that every day. I am divine and sovereign. I am divine and sovereign. I am divine and sovereign.
God dwells in me.
Yeah.
I am the God presence in me. And I command that presence in every aspect of my life, my finances, my health, my family, my friends. Okay? You know, a lot of people say, you know, I pray to God all the time and I ask him for wealth. Well, guess what? Wealth is not only money, okay, and things like that, but wealth, you can have a wealth of friends. You can have a wealth of health. You can have a wealth of family. You can have a wealth of food, abundance, water. You can have a lot of wealth. These things are all part of wealth. So watch how you ask for it.
Yeah, and you know, wealth isn't everything. I mean, okay, it's nice. It's easier to have money than not to have money. I've been in both places myself.
Me too.
So I know it's easier when you have money in life that you don't have to stress so much. But you know what? I'll tell you what. You know what I think the real freedom is? The real wealth is happiness.
It is.
Happiness is the real wealth. And when people used to ask me, even when I was growing up, what I want, and I would say, I just want to be happy. You know, I just want to be happy.
Florence Scovel Shinn, who's an author, she said that the wealth you find is the wealth from within. All right? And who lives within you? God. There's your wealth. Right there. You are a child of God. If God feeds the animals of this world and the birds and everything else, how much more will he give you? That's in the Bible. Okay? It's in the Bible. Okay? Where is your faith? Where is your faith that you are a child of God? Jesus says it many times in the Bible, but it is not taught. It's in there, but it's not taught.
Well, you know, first of all, a lot of people haven't read the Bible, and they really should. You should really read the Bible. I've read it 3 times, and every time I read it, I have different perspectives because each time I read it, I'm at a higher perspective.
A higher level.
You're on a higher level.
Higher in vibration and everything. It's a metaphysical book is what it is. It was written by the greatest metaphysician of all time, Jesus Christ. Okay? Not that he wrote it. The epistles were written years and years after. Okay? However, this is handed down, not folklore, handed down tale of the life and times of Christ on earth. You know, what the Jews went through. All right, whether in bondage or whether they went to find Canaan and all of these other things. The heroes of the Bible, Moses with his Moses staff. He has to have the staff of Moses. Ask for these things because they'll give it to you.
Well, only when they're ready for it.
But when you're ready for it,
yeah,
that's
because
right.
they will not give it to a person who is not pure in thought and pure in heart.
Remember, any gift that you receive from God, you use it for wickedness. You use it to put yourself above someone else. You know what's going to happen? Gone. Gone. All right? Don't even do that. You want to come search for God? Come search for God. All right? Don't come search for some power that you'll have over someone else. Don't do that. Okay? God loves a giver. You must be a doer of the word of Christ. Not a hearer, a doer. You want to manifest stuff, you must be a doer. Not a hearer. Not hear the words and let it go on deaf ears. Be God in action. That's who you need to be. God in action. Help your fellow man. You see a guy laying on the ground, he's got no shoes on. Go buy him a pair if you can afford it. Okay? He needs something to eat. Get it for him. oh, he's a crackhead. He's only going to spend it on drugs. It's not your place to even think that. Give him some money. Help him. That's helping your fellow man, and that is helping you become the Christ within.
You know, you'll be tested. I
Yes,
was
you will.
tested. You know
Yeah, I
what?
was
Have you ever
tested,
been
too.
tested by
Yeah,
angels?
absolutely.
I want to tell the story, and I want you to tell me a story, too, of when you were tested. But I'll tell you, I was having a really bad day, and I wasn't feeling well at that time after having had a car accident and some injuries and so forth. And I remember I had walked downtown thinking, I'll get some exercise. Well, you know what? It was a little too much for me at the time. So I decided, let me go across the street and sit on the steps for a few minutes, get myself together before I walk back home. And this guy appeared, and he was clean shaven, but it was obvious to me he was beat up. He was a young guy. And he started telling me the story of how he was an addict, and he asked me if I had any money and that I could help him with. And at first I says, nobody. So then he starts telling me how he was beat up and how he lost his family and his children, and how he got a call that morning to go to the rehab place, and he had to catch the bus, but he didn't have the money for the bus. So long story short, after hearing that, and he asked me to bless him. It's the first time anybody ever asked me to bless him. I did. I said, I don't know where I have the authority to do this, but I bless you in the Father, Son, Holy Ghost name. And so
you all have the authority to do that.
So meanwhile,
all of you.
Meanwhile, okay, so I went in to my wallet, and I only had $20 left, and I gave him the $20. And I went to put my wallet back in my purse, and I mean, it took a second. He was gone. And I mean, it was plain vistas. There's no way that he could have disappeared that quickly, unless he just became invisible like an angel could. So that was, and I knew a little later, I realized that was truly a test. Now, I want to know what your test that you remember.
I've had several of them. As far as, running into things. They run into synchronistic things, like, I'd be online, and there's some cops or something behind me, firemen, whatever it was, right? And I'll just pay for their coffees. All right, that's paying it forward. All right, because these guys do a job, and they're just receiving so much abuse, and the media ties on. Let me just tell you something. We are a nation of laws. Okay, you break those laws, and somebody comes to arrest you, and you resist, then you should be responsible for the damage that happens to you, because your intent is not to be arrested, and you're going to hurt those officers the best you can. So when they hurt you, all right, you shouldn't resist. Get arrested, you'll be out the same day. That's the way this city is running right now. Okay? Stop being a militant. Okay? You might find that you live longer. All right? That's the first thing. The second thing, it is proven fact, that less than 1% of all those that die at the hands of police, okay, 1% across the whole country. So this is not a pattern or a cycle, all right? Things happen. Some bad ones out there, and everything, okay? In everything, okay? So remember that. Everybody's not good, no matter what job they handle. Right up to the presidency. All right? Not good. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up, little lambs, before it's too late.
Oh yeah, we need the police. I mean, you have a problem, who are you going to call?
Call a social worker. Yeah, get her on the phone, 311. Get a social worker. See how long that takes.
Well, you know what's funny? I mean, the people that are trying to take the guns and telling you to defund the police are the same people that have fences around the White House and around their
police with them.
and have police and the military guarding them.
That's
I
right.
mean, come on, what hypocrites?
All right.
What hypocrites? Don't you see?
I'll tell you, I have seen some stuff. The thing that gets me is those 4 women in Congress that want to see Israel wiped off the face of the earth.
Why?
Because they want to see it done. They're of Arabic descent, okay? And they want to see them wiped off the face of the earth. And yet, those in Congress of Jewish faith, not a sound.
Why? I don't get that.
because they're part of the problem. They have to let them speak their piece. Otherwise, they won't be in power anymore. They won't be the senator, the speaker of the House, or whatever. Okay?
Well, wait a minute. Listen, hey,
It's a disgrace.
anybody who is a Christian knows that Jesus Christ is Lord. Jesus Christ was a Jew. He came from over there, okay? So, I mean, for anybody to denounce that, you can tell they are on the wrong side of the fence.
Listen,
And
every country that's ever stood against the Jews, their empires have gone to nothing. The British Empire went to nothing. They turned their back on them. All right? The Russians went to nothing. They turned their back on them. Germany, same thing. All right? We are the only country. And now this particular government we have right now is stepping forward to try to change that dynamic.
And I say no.
I say no too. But I tell you this much. If they do that, then you are the problem for allowing it. They're taking away your rights every single day. Look at the stuff they're trying to pass. Come this 2-year election for Congress, you better step out and get rid of all of them. Get rid of all of them. Because you employ them. You employ them. They work for you. Not to fill their pockets with greed and money that they get from corporations that fund them. All right? You better smarten up.
There was a show, Continuum, that was out where people from the future came back to try to destroy the corporations because they were the problem. And a futuristic cop came back with him, and she was tracking them down. And pretty soon she realized that they were right and switched sides. And, it just came to mind exactly what we're talking about here, right? Yep. And so, the handwriting's on the wall, and it's unfortunate that so many are so blind. And so I'm truly hoping you take our words to heart and give it some serious thought, because you know what? A lot of people have forgotten how to think. They depend on everybody to tell you what to think. Please, you have a brain, you have a heart, use them together.
Blessings on all of you.
Yes.
Okay, that you will be convicted by what we said and realize that you need to change for the better.
And so it is.
And so it is. Namaste, everyone. Goodbye now.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
God
Music
bless.
Maestro.